Part 2, welcome back to this mini series on how to meet women in 2022 and beyond. In this little series, I want to explore the different ways to meet women, to get not only women but also people into your life and make strong, powerful connections. The reason why I think this is relevant these days is because most people concentrate so much on online these days. I get it, it's easy to swipe and to use dating apps and so on. So the dating landscape is changing rapidly and it's hard to keep up. So I made it my mission to kind of dissect and explore the dating landscape. I've spent the last 7 years exploring that as part of the Natural Lifestyles team, doing thousands of approaches on the street, building strong networks of guys, building brands to get to know women as well. So I've explored it all. I've tried a lot of things, quite successfully, I would say so, and I want to share that knowledge with you. Now, I think social circle is one of the most misused ways of meeting women, and that's what I want to talk about today. So please watch till the end of this video, because I'm going to make a lot of points and it's very important because everything I'm going to say is very nuanced. It's very important for me that you don't misunderstand anything and that you don't put it out in the world in a uncalibrated way. I want you guys to be social masters and not freak people out. So how can we use social circles to meet women? Let's jump into it. Now, what is a social circle even? I guess it's kind of like a circle combined of other circles, right? Like you have your social circle, but usually, ideally, it doesn't consist of just one group of people, It's some people from there, some people you met there, some people from this country, some people from this university, and it kind of circles together and creates a circle, if that makes sense. First of all, quite common is your high school friends, your university friends, the people from school, which makes sense, right? Like those are by design people you spent time with in the past. Therefore, you kind of got to know each other, you went through some stuff, you went through some exams, some stressful times, maybe you met after school, and that bonded you together. Now, that's nice, but if that's all you have, that's obviously a problem. Like, you don't want to rely on only the people that you basically got assigned with, right? Like, all you really have in common with those people is you got assigned into the same class, or you signed up for the same course, or you have the same birthday year, It's not quite a strong enough connection to build a meaningful collaboration that lasts for a long time, that can be productive and where a lot of strong other things can come out of it. Of course, you can get lucky, right? Like a lot of people met their best friend in school, and through collaboration and through building things together, you created a strong bond. But please don't only rely on that, and try to build other types of circles. Now, the other type of social circle is based on a common interest, a common hobby, a common activity, right? Your bros from soccer, your yoga group, whatever it is, that's nice, right? At least you have a common interest and a thing you can kind of build on. But just because you have the same interests, and I'm now talking male friendships and also romantic relationships, it's not quite enough, Sometimes people have this fallacy of thinking, oh my god, I met this girl, she likes the same band that I did, and she also likes to travel. Is that enough for a relationship though, really? I don't think so. And what's kind of more important is, do you have the same kind of moral compass? That's way more important than do you have the same interests than your partner. But more on that on another video. The real strength of a social circle comes when you build something together, when you create something together, when you trade, when you collaborate, when you work together, right? This is where a strong bond gets created. Now, how do you do that? Basically, by taking leadership. Every social circle has a leader or several leaders and followers. And what makes a leader? He takes leadership. And what makes a leader a good leader? Basically, do the actions of the leader result in mutual benefit for all the followers? That's a definition I made up, but I think it's quite fitting in this case. Obviously there's leaders like dictators who, if you don't follow them, they kill you or imprison you forever or take away your money and rights. Obviously, we don't want to be those type of leaders. By you taking leadership in a social circle, you can provide guidance, leadership to the followers. You can help everyone to work together. You can help everyone to create something. And obviously it gives you a little bit of prestige, a little bit of status if you do it right, you know? If you just take on leadership just to be the leader, then the whole purpose is not kind of being served, you know? Everybody needs to benefit, like I said. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a leader in all the places you are, in all the social circles you're involved in. That's kind of impossible, that's overwhelming, that's stressful, and it defeats the purpose, you know? So choose kind of your targets smartly. Now, what do I mean by even taking leadership? Do you have to be the boss and make a schedule and and talk to people, talk down on people and, you know, deepen your voice every time you talk to someone? No. I mean just taking initiative on certain projects, you know? Let's say you're in a dance class, you know, you're in a salsa class, right? And every Friday evening you meet to do your salsa dancing, and new people come in and out here and there, and there's a teacher, you know, it doesn't even mean that the teacher must be the leader. But one day you say, pitch the teacher, you know, you build a little bit of a relationship with a teacher, because obviously if you want to turn into a leader in a relationship, in a social circle, you cannot do that from day one. You need to build trust with people, you need to be known, people need to feel safe with you. So you build a good relationship with the salsa teacher or teachers, and one day you say, hey, why don't we change the location for the next week's class, or in 3 weeks we change the location to a little town in nature. I found this nice Airbnb and we can book it for one night, and we arrive and we dance salsa there between the mountains and the ocean, wherever you are, right? Or with a nice view, and I will make sure to make a nice video of that experience. And then we all cook together, and we maybe watch a movie about salsa, or we just share stories of why salsa is important to us, or how we got to it, or some crazy story that happened in a salsa club in a different country, whatever, right? And I will make sure to film it well, take some photos, and I'll share it with the group. So everybody will have beautiful content, beautiful videos as memories of this beautiful time together. Now you served so many different kind of aspects in that social circle. You made sure everybody gets a new experience, everybody's bonding together. You create something in form of like media that everybody can use, which is beneficial these days. You know, if you are a photographer, or just not even a photographer, but just a guy who enjoys taking photos and takes good photos of people without them asking you for it, and you just send it to them, you will make people smile, and it's valuable to them because everybody likes to have good photos of them, especially in the days of social media. They can post it and they're really happy about that. Now, why being a leader in a social circle is beneficial for meeting women is kind of obvious. You know, it gives you an elevated status, it portrays alpha behaviors. It obviously, if you can help a whole group, you can probably also help a woman and support her. So those are all very attractive character traits. Now, I want to share though the main reason why social circle is such a powerful tool to meet women. The leader thing makes sense, right? It's obvious. But the real reason why it's better than Tinder, DMing girls on Instagram, going to the club, even street approach, and don't get me wrong, I love street approach, is you have the chance to get to know someone over a long period of time. And not only that, even more important, she, the girl you're into, or the girl you want to sleep with, or the girl you want to have a relationship with, she has the chance to get to know you over a long period of time. It's not like on Tinder where you have like 5 photos and she swipes, and kind of when your profile comes up, you have like 0.3 seconds to make a good impression on her. That's really bad game, you know, you don't want to play that game. You have time to show your real personality, to not be a creep, not rush it, when you see people on a regular basis. Guys always complain, she doesn't write back, she doesn't respond, she flaked, you know, how many times do we hear she flaked, or she didn't want to meet me anymore after writing a bit. And the number one reason why girls flake is simply because she doesn't know you well enough, and she doesn't want to invest a lot of time and energy, because let's remember, for a girl to go on a date with a guy, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes emotional energy even. She needs to get ready, she needs to put on makeup. You know, it's not as easy as for us putting on some jeans, going down to the next cafe and having a chat. she puts usually way more effort into getting ready than a guy. So for her to put all in that effort and then sit with someone for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hours that she doesn't know at all is a big risk. So don't blame her for just not taking on that risk. Based on what? Based on meeting you for 5 minutes in a club, or for 4 minutes on the street, or you DMing her on Instagram after seeing her on Tinder? Of course she doesn't meet you, bro. Like, let's be honest. This is why social circle is so powerful. You can be relaxed, you can be laid back, you can play it cool, you know? And please play it cool. Please don't be the guy who is double, triple texting and then basically putting that energy into the real life as well, who is asking girls out all the time straight away, who is, you know, a new girl comes into your gym and straight away you're trying to get her on a date. Number one advice from me to you in this video: the more laid back you are, the better results you will get. Trust me on this one. Enough about women. I want to talk also about guys. You know, I know this is a dating channel and we talk about dating, but in my experience over the last 5, 6, 7 years of, you know, basically being a dating coach and living in that world, is the best results you will get when you not just try to be a hunter and go out, get a woman, bring her home, have sex with her, and then be alone again. No, the best results you will have if you build a strong network of guys. Strong meaning guys you can trust, guys you can leave alone with your girl, guys who have your back, guys you did projects with, guys where it's not only about girls, you know, where you have other things going on as well. Maybe you're financially involved even, you know, you're together making money. If you build a network of guys like that, it will be much, much easier to get women in your life as well, because it will elevate you, it will elevate everyone else, you know, and there's different leaders in different times in those networks usually. It makes you a more attractive guy and it makes you more attractive for women as well. So the basic version of that is having a good wingman, you know, when you go out at night or during the day, street approaching. But the ideal outcome of that is really moving and living in different networks of guys. And if you want to learn more about that, I have a mentoring program where I can teach you that, how to enter social circles, how to reach out to guys, how to reach out to mentors and kind of give them what they need to let them into your circle, like guys who are currently above you. But more on that on the mentoring program page, you find the link down below. So basically the point I want to make here, don't be the guy who's only focusing on girls. Often I'm out, you know, with a lot of girls. I might go to a restaurant with like 8 to 10 girls and 2 of my buddies. Obviously that's quite of a shock factor, right? People look at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I see often guys who really get it, they would approach me. They ask, hey, what's going on? What's up, bro? Da da da. The guys who don't get it, the guys who are only after short-term results, they would wait till I look away or something and then approach a girl and then approach the next one and the next one. Totally ignoring the fact that the reason those girls are in that restaurant or are in that club or are on that beach is because of me. You know, they obviously came with me, they're loyal to me, I'm their friend or lover or both, right? It would be way smarter for those guys to approach me and to try to get into my circle and to have long-term results, to join that circle, than quickly getting a number of a girl that probably will flake anyway. Oh, she flakes again. Why? Again, because you only spend 2 minutes trying to get to know her, while I have repetition constantly getting to know girls. Now, last point on that, how can men even collaborate in order to meet more women? Basically, creating events together is a great way to do it. This can be a small event like a house party, you know, you and 3 guys. One brings the alcohol, the other one brings a DJ setup, the other guy provides the location. You each have a rule that you have to bring at least 1 girl. You know, every guy who comes needs to bring at least 1 girl, but let's try to bring more. And you're all gonna do day game the week before and try to get a lot of contacts. And you do a cool house party, and you do that every week for a while. You will build a social circle. You can make that bigger. You can make a bigger event. You know, maybe it's connected to some sport. Maybe it's connected to some way of creating content, creating a music video, creating a YouTube channel, whatever, right? So basically using masculine engagement to create something, whatever it is, events, parties, travel trips, whatever, is a good way to build a male social circle that draws women into as well. Now, thanks for watching until the end of this video. As I promised, it's very important to watch it until here because I want to make a very important point that's going to make or break your success with women, not only in social circles, but generally in life, you know? If I learned one thing over the last 5, 6, 7 years of doing this, of approaching on the street, in clubs, over the social media apps, on dating apps, in social circles, is the more laid back you are, the more results you get. Don't be the guy who is trying to seduce them. I know it's very contradicting because you have to take a step, right? You're the masculine. You are the guy who has to approach. I'm all for street approach. And are you trying to be the guy who seduces them on street approach? Yes, you're making the first step. But then, if you're good at it, you kind of pull it back and you let her invest. You're not the guy who is constantly asking questions. You're not the guy who's constantly texting. You're not the guy who's asking her out in a new social circle. On the first stage he comes in, let's say back to the salsa class example, new girl joins the group. You're not gonna be the guy who is asking her out on the first night. You're gonna be the guy who's chill, who is friendly, who is seductive. Don't get me wrong. Don't wanna make you cut off your balls. You can give her a sexy look, you can smile, you can even touch her here and there. In salsa, that's the whole point anyway, right? You can be flirtatious, you can be cheeky, but you don't need to constantly initiate, Let her come. That's what really turns women on. And that's why social circle can be very powerful if you don't fuck it up. And a lot of guys fuck it up, okay? I hope I made that point very clear. You have to trust me on that. I know it's counterintuitive, especially coming from me, the guy who approaches women all the time, telling you that you should kind of lean back. Don't take it as an excuse. You still need to build circles, you still need to approach, you still need to go out, you still need to work on yourself, on your communication. But if you have all this skill set, girls will feel it and they will come to you. And it's an amazing feeling. Women are repulsed by the guys who are constantly chasing after them, and they're always into the guys who not give them enough attention. So which one do you want to be? All right, in the next episode, we're getting a little more adventurous. We're going to talk about approaching. This is where it's going to get interesting, maybe a bit polarizing. So stay tuned. See you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the second part of this series. Leave a like below if you watched till now, because you obviously are really interested in more of this kind of stuff. Other than that, thanks for watching. If you want to see more behind the scenes stuff of my life, follow me on Instagram. The link is below as well. You will get exclusive content that you don't get on YouTube and a bit more real shots. And other than that, again, thanks for watching and see you.